Dissecting Francis Stein podcast.
Welcome to Dissecting Francis Stein. I am Patricia Bradshaw, and I have my guests, and they are...
I am Valencia Ward, a retired mental health specialist.
I'm LaToya McLennan. I'm a social science enthusiast. And today's question is, how justified are the consequences of our actions?
Yes, how justified are the consequences of our action? You know, I believe the Bible says we reap what we sow, but I also understand it says if you sow the wind, you'll reap the whirlwind.
Right.
So it's multiplied. So everything that we can see, Francis felt justified in what she was doing, and while they sowed the wind, per se, they reaped the whirlwind with her. It doesn't matter. It wasn't a light thing. It wasn't a soft thing. It was a deep thing for her.
Right. With everything we know in this world, everything is levels to everything. Just thinking about the different relationships, different situations, different connections in the book. All the men in there ended up dead, except for a few. They all did things, but they all didn't do the same level of dirt to Francis. But they all ended up with the same result. So I'm like, what made the difference?
Okay, so for Jonathan, what he did, well, that was betrayal. But I mean, I know you like to think that she was thinking about killing him back then, but she really didn't. She thought about, like if Justin was saying telling the other dead people how she had the idea of building her a perfect man, but she never did go into, I'm going to kill somebody to make it. He told the spirits that she always talked about it took 7 men to make one perfect man. Okay? So when it comes to consequences, okay, put it like this. Had they not done anything to her, she probably would have just swabbed and got their DNA. She probably would have asked them. But because there was a level of pain associated with each one of those relationships, it's like her pain couldn't be satisfied by anything but death.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like a thirst.
No. It's
Like
more
evil
like
spirit. An evil spirit.
Evil spirit. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
she got an evil
Most
spirit, all right, but it's just like, I just believe people need to realize that there are consequences to your action, and you don't know the mental capacity of the person you're offending.
So that sounds like that's the
Driving
baseline,
motivator.
the motivator for her.
So that means nobody can have an opinion because, say for instance, is it Carl, the girlfriend's best friend? All he did was give her his opinion of how he felt she treated the other girl. So for his opinion, him having his own opinion, you feel like being murdered was justified?
I feel like you don't have no opinion of me because you don't know me.
So that
alone, because like I said, I know we talked about this before. You come into a relationship, you just meeting a person, you need to wait and figure out that person. You don't, because she was saying the last time she saw Marilyn, they went to a award for her. So just because that fact alone, just because Marilyn was included with that, you don't know their relationship. They had a good relationship. Okay. It was give and take on both of theirs. Now, while she couldn't be there all the time, it did not lessen their relationship. Now, what he came in and did was try to judge.
He gave his opinion.
Well, you know what? He should have kept it to himself.
Well,
because if he'd have kept it to himself,
I would hate to think in this world today, we can't. Our opinion would get us murdered. Because if that was the case, it wouldn't be nobody.
Well, how about this? You can have your opinion over there.
Freedom of
don't
speech.
Come, but you don't come to my house and tell me
we know
your
now
opinion
not to come to her
about
house and tell
that.
her opinion.
But you know what? But see, no. But you're my friend. The thing about it is, he wasn't her friend. He didn't know her. It's like y'all can call me, and you can tell me when I'm wrong, because I believe that's true friendship. That you're gonna speak up and tell me when I'm wrong, but you can, and I wouldn't respond just like she responded, simply because you're my friend. You know me.
Okay, well she's still.
No, we're not calming down because it makes the podcast better.
She wasn't his friend. Okay, we'll say that. But she was intimate with him. She wasn't his friend either. She didn't know anything about this man. But she was intimate with him. To me, that's a personal thing. You don't, just anybody can't come to me and be intimate with me.
Girl.
So she let him go there. So
automatically,
he's not supposed
automatically, he's supposed to have the right to come and tell me about myself.
If I may,
he ain't coming
when
no
you're
more. He ain't coming no more.
Look, when you are trying to, this will help me better. Was it just a,
her feelings was hurt.
Yeah, but what I want to know is the basis of the relationship. Was it a relationship that was trying to be built?
No.
Or was it just
so I've known in my life that, like when death happens or whatever, people find comfort in each other. Mm-hmm. So that's what that was. Mm-hmm. They comforted each other. And when she told him she was gonna call him back and she didn't, he should have known that he was just a one night stand.
Well, because he didn't take it that way, that makes me believe that Carl wanted to explore more and solidify a relationship with her. And
he did. He wanted that simply because Marilyn had it.
And so some people, everybody's different, but some people, when they try to go in, they want to really just fish and pick and pry to see if this is what I want to pursue. Even though he didn't, he really didn't ask Francis, hey, is this something, or what are we? Are we just flinging, or are we going to try to make this something more than what it is? Which that's his fault.
And when he called her, it was out of the blue. She didn't expect no call from him. She hadn't thought about him. He was out of her mind, And so all I'm saying is, you don't know me. You've never been to my home. You haven't never hung out with me other than us going and eating and having sex. That's all you know about me. We didn't have no deep conversations. We remembered Marilyn together. That's what we did.
He felt comfortable because he was best friends with Marilyn.
Exactly.
And Marilyn, he knew Francis through the third party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the thing is, she, anyway, my mind with him was mind your business. Mm-hmm. And mind the business that paid you.
She was selfish.
That ain't selfish.
That is selfish. That's straight up selfish, because he told her how he felt about her, so that was right there. Okay, I'm gonna get him too.
Oh yeah, he wanted. He could have just came.
So anybody that crossed her,
he could have came home and left because she really didn't need him. She didn't need him.
No, she didn't.
But he got himself in that. He got his own self.
Well, I'm finna play a little advocate here, thinking about her right hand man, Javier.
All right.
Javier is the one who's been up on her the longest. Mm-hmm. He's learned her routine, her ins and outs. Of course, you never really know a person. People will always show you what they want you to see.
Exactly.
Right.
But for the most part, they resided in the same home. They knew one another's routine for the most part. She told Javier exactly what she wanted. Mm-hmm. It's been on different occasions where Javier was a bit defiant or act like he didn't understand. And she had to say, well, I already said this. Yeah. I don't want to say it anymore. Now, I'm on the outside looking in of the story. We are all parents in this room. When you tell your children something, you expect them to do it. Mm-hmm. And when they don't, you keep having to repeat yourself. How upset do you get? You get frustrated,
Yes, you
upset.
do.
You get, I don't want to talk no more. However your reaction is as a parent, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
So, but she kept giving that grace to Javier.
Yeah.
Okay. We're about to jump in another bag, but I just want to say her not really knowing Carl, and she didn't really need Carl. She could have just dismissed him.
Easily.
And instead, she didn't show him no grace. It was just like
Because he wasn't contributing nothing. So why show him grace? He wasn't contributing nothing but criticism. That's all he was contributing. Stupid. If you want to come in here, and I invited you for us to come and enjoy something like that or whatever, you should have let us do that. But instead, you came in ready to a couple of things he did. Because remember, he told Marilyn's family that him and Francis had slept together. Like it really meant something.
That's a red flag to me because guess what? You killing that man. That man, you don't know that man done told them people where he was going.
Well, but you know what? I think she asked him to be discreet and not to say anything.
Well, she expecting him to be discreet on him laying with her, and that's not nobody's business.
Francis.
That's what I'm saying. But he opened his mouth and told, and that's why she was like, "And how did they know that?" And he said, "Well, I told them." And then she was about to click, but she said, "No. I'm going to go on," because he doesn't know her. See, Marilyn knew how private she was, okay? So the little bit that he knew about Francis, Marilyn told him, but she also explained to him how important Francis was to her and how private she was, because she didn't just start being private.
Right.
She'd been private all the time that Marilyn knew her.
I felt like he already had an opinion formed of her because based on what Marilyn told her, and he felt like she wasn't really a good enough friend for Marilyn.
Yeah, we had already touched on that, and that's true. Too bad that
that's why he
came
expressed
with
himself
that.
because he was concerned more about Marilyn's feelings. She was what she was to me.
I don't think nothing was wrong with Marilyn's feelings. I think Marilyn was fine because she knew how her friend
she
operated.
might have been fine, but for
He
her
wasn't- because he didn't see
some
it.
kind of way.
He wanted to
Exactly.
see it to believe it. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, my thing is this.
She was just
You don't
evil.
know me,
Listen,
so don't act like it. So come in here when you see me,
And
you're going
have
to try to
some
get
sense.
to know me a little bit better than a one-night stand.
Right.
Get to know me, because you'll
was on
never,
her.
you would never, no, it was on him.
It
You
was
would
on
never, you would never get a chance to know me without experiencing me. Now, I know Marilyn told him stuff, and it wasn't all negative. It was how much she did, but he never saw them interact together to know how their relationship truly was. He just picked up kibbles and bits from what he had been told and drew his opinion without trying to know her.
Now let's rewind to the funeral. Frances had no idea about Carl.
She didn't.
So I feel like Carl was really biased. You're because biased.
He'd already formed his own
You were
opinion of
biased,
her.
but then you're not being fair. You're looking at one side of the coin. What about you? I don't know anything about you. Marilyn never told me anything about you. I didn't even know you existed.
And I can't criticize you like you criticizing me because I don't know anything about you.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Well,
anyway.
yeah. I mean, that's going back
his
to
fault.
justification.
Yeah.
Which, like we discussed the last podcast, everybody's different in how they handle things and their
That's
reaction.
true.
So, I mean, while we believe that she should have sent him on his way, but it was just that much as an attack on her.
That's what it felt like.
As it was.
That's how she took it.
That's how she took
yeah,
it.
because
It was,
she's selfish. She's that selfish person. So anything you say that she don't agree with, it's an attack on her. And she, okay, let me see how I can use this.
Well, thinking about all the traumas that she went through,
You can understand.
I can't understand because for me,
can't
okay,
understand.
so okay, let's pick the other guy, Justin. Okay, they were working together. They got good. Whatever they would, it was good. It was a breakthrough. They supposed to be celebrating and whatnot. This man have his way with her. She's attacked. She was attacked physically. This man, Carl, come in. He attacking her mentally.
Okay.
You know, it's like, wait, what? You know, you playing a mind game with me because you came here with this intention. And this
now
is,
you come in here.
But to me, it
taking
wasn't.
fast.
Apparently, it wasn't too much of an attack. If she still wanted to keep in contact with these people, she acted like nothing ever happened. So to me, it was all a big game.
Well, no,
Premeditation.
Justin, she did not keep in contact with Justin. She called him out of the blue because she knew that he
Okay.
was the one with the mind.
Okay.
So it wasn't
But
that
she
she was
called.
necessarily, because she needed his brain.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, and
Premeditation.
yeah,
for the
she was
plan.
premeditated. Yeah, she was gonna do what she was gonna do. But what I'm saying is, she didn't just keep a relationship going with these people. Like I told you, each one of them, they weren't all together. She wasn't having a relationship with everybody at the same time. No, these were different times. Because you remember, we was listening, and Marcus, he was like, he was like, how long have you had this place down here, in New York? And she said, ever since I started doing the, project. And so he says, and you never reached out? And then she was like, well, I can't, I use this for work. I wasn't trying to do personal, you know. But the thing about it was, when she killed him and she starts talking about, remember when she said she was remembering how he was rough with her, called her, forced oral sex on her, and caused all these problems. He didn't think nothing of it. When he left, he told her, oh, you just mad because you like it. So those things, that happened before she ever started being, working like with Marcus. Because she didn't know that Marcus was the owner of the company that she was getting the money from. She didn't know that.
The tangle web we
Yeah, she didn't know that he was. So that's why when she went to do the presentation and she saw him, it was a familiar face. Okay. And then they went out to eat afterwards. So I'm just saying, she wasn't hanging on to relationships. She did everything that she needed to do, and then she started bringing them in one by one. And that's what she did, one by one.
Premeditated.
It's premeditated all day because she had to get it together. She had a plan, and she was about that life.
Oh, and look, my mind is just turning.
Well, come on, turn it.
No, I can't turn it that wheel right now.
Okay.
We're gonna get into it.
Okay,
We're gonna get
Let's
into
go
it.
and get into
Now,
something.
okay, so we're talking about the consequences of everybody. I want to ask the question, and we probably asked it before with respect to the other guy, who I feel like it really wasn't warranted for his death. But
To my James.
yeah, I mean, I just feel so bad because it's like when you get to
older guy.
Yeah.
when you get to weigh in, like I said,
She
the
was
levels.
evil, I'm telling you.
Yeah. The question, today's question was, how justified are the consequences of our actions? Okay, James, he was guilty of
What?
being, trying to tell her what to do, treating her. I don't want to say
He was treating her like she was a kid by telling her what to do, but he wanted to screw her like an adult.
So it was
And
kind of
she-
like pedophile. Was it? She get
She was a grown
pedophile?
woman, and that
I
was
mean,
a
Well,
grown
she
woman.
was
like,
grown
what-
at them, but she didn't want to be with him like that. Now she did. It was like, okay, so in their early relationship or whatever, he saw her. He rented her the apartment because he owned the complex, and she let him do what he wanted to do one time, and then she knew for sure, you too old for me. I don't want to do it like this. Now he couldn't accept that. So every time he saw her, it got to a place where she hated that he was around because she knew she was gonna have to ward him off from trying to hit on her. And it was like no matter what she explained, he act like he didn't care.
She opened that door.
Huh?
She opened that door.
Yeah, she opened that door as a young woman thinking that whatever she thought and it didn't help. You're right. It didn't help. But I'm going to tell you, when you tell somebody no, and I don't want to no more, then that ought to give them a mind to not approach you that way anymore. Okay?
Yeah, just like Francis has a different way of
she's so
perceiving things. Other people do as well, and some people don't get the hint. But my thing is this, after I would have got my house built and moved on, that would have been the close of that. I would have got my phone number changed, however it took, because it's like I don't have to deal with it anymore. I cut off access. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying, justifying the consequence of all of that. I feel like you liking the man's swagger. I mean, that right there, I mean, ain't no way to that for me. I mean, yeah, I could like a guy's swagger, but it's one on the other side of town that's probably got the same one. But I'm just saying, for that consequence to happen to him, for when you could have cut off all access to yourself from that man, I wouldn't have circled the block on trying to get revenge.
Well, the only reason why the block got circled was because she wanted to kill him.
From him. That's it.
Mm-hmm. She wanted to take what she could out of him and kill him. Now, mind you, when she did move and have her house built and everything, she did. The only reason why he was able to send a invitation for his birthday was to her job, because he didn't know where else to reach her, but he knew where she worked.
Right.
And so he sent that. And then when they said, you have to RSVP. So she called the number and not to RSVP, but to let him know that she couldn't do it. Now, she didn't have to do that. She could have just not responded, tore it up and threw it away. But because she wanted what he had, she went ahead on and made it all happen. But she was never going to go back to where he was. So inviting him, like I said before too, all these things would have sent up red flags to me, because I would have looked back on our prior relationship and it was like, now I wonder what she up to. But see, nobody had a thought that she was up to what she was.
The thirst is real.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Because their minds were somewhere else too, because it was something that they wanted from her as well. So.
And fast forward to when each one was murdered and they all together, and she was like the scene where she was being intimate with Javier on the doggone table where she killed them.
Wiping up the blood.
Everybody is,
and they all
they're
looking with
into it. And lust, you're dead and you're still lusting on this woman. You don't care who she was laying with. You
just wanted to be you.
and then, fast forward, we're not there just yet, but when those spirits start taking over the hosts, they're engaging. Everybody got their turn.
Yeah.
With how you read. Those of you who have yet to read that part of the book, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's very good. Read it very slow so you make sure you pick it up.
Purchase the book.
But she just, I poor thing. I sympathize with her because, she had a set mind, but you can't calculate everything.
No, you can't.
And just because you believe that certain things are justified don't mean it is. And there, we think we know the outline of consequences. Consequences is a big word.
With a lot
of power behind it. It's a heavy weight. So I just feel as though, just like these gentlemen didn't count on, Francis is soon to find out she didn't count on a lot. And she doesn't, the thing that I feel bad for her is that she doesn't see it until it's too late.
Yeah.
She brushes it off, when she heard it with the first kill, the first kill? The first kill, second kill, when she's hearing the voices.
Mm-hmm. And she thought it was her own conscience saying, why? Mm-hmm. Why are you doing this? Mm-hmm. And she explained it to herself. You know what I'm trying to do.
And then, look, I was like, has she always did this? Was that something that was common for her?
I'm sure.
Well, but she hadn't killed nobody before,
Well,
so
I'm talking about,
I'm talking about
answering
manipulating
yourself,
and
answering
so forth.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she answered herself. She talked to herself. She's a research biologist, so she'll ask herself questions and answer herself in the research. Doing what she's doing. But she never had the voice of a person that she listened to. That's why when she heard that speaking, and she was like, why you asking me this? You know why we doing this? We doing this to make me a perfect man, Yeah. So yeah, she did have mental issues.
Most definitely.
All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap this session up, and man, it was good. So we're gonna come back next week with another Dissecting Francis Stein podcast for you to get into with us. And if you haven't gotten the book, take some time and get it. Get the book, get the hardcover, get the audio book, and take a listen so that maybe you'll be able to join in our conversation, or send me a question. You can text me at oh no, you can't text me there. But anyway, you can message me on Facebook, Introduction of Francis Stein, because that's the book. You can send me a question there. But then also, you can email me or message me in Instagram as well. We have Introduction of Francis Stein. I also have Dissection of Francis Stein in Instagram. So you can let me know your thoughts. Let me know your questions. And you know what? I don't care if it's bad or good. Whatever you got to say, it's your opinion. And it matters. And we're going to interact with you when you interact with us. And then we'll bring it to the podcast so that when you listen, perhaps your answer, your question will be answered, or even your statement would be read in the context of whatever we're talking about. So again, thank you for joining us. And until next week, this is Patricia Bradshaw, author of Introduction of Francis Stein. The information contained in this podcast is for entertainment purposes and marketing purposes only. If you're a victim of sexual assault, please contact 800-656-4673. If you're a victim of any of the topics discussed in this podcast, please contact Victim Connect Resource Center, 1-855-484-2846. And if you are in immediate danger, call 911. We are not responsible for any loss or damage resulting from listening or participating in this podcast or reliance on its content. The views expressed in this podcast are my own and do not reflect the views of employers, organizations, or institutions of those participating in the podcast. All rights are reserved. Unauthorized use or reproduction of this content is prohibited. This content is for entertainment and marketing purposes only and does not constitute medical or psychological advice. Consult with a medical or mental health professional for any issues or concerns. This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons or events is purely coincidental. And finally, last but not least, none of the participants of this podcast can be responsible for your use of the context, nor the information in or linked to this podcast.
Yeah. I'm tired of being by myself, so tired of being on my own. I am so tired. of being so all alone. I am so tired of always wanting more. So tired, don't wanna make it on my own. So open up a brand new door so I can walk through it. Never can be real sure. So I can rest in it. Need me a brand new start. I promise I will do better. I'm gonna do better this time. So open up a brand new door so I can walk through it. Never can be real sure. So I can rest in it. Need me a brand new life. I promise I will live right this time. This time. Open up a brand new door. Ooh, open up a brand new door.